What's up? Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I'm Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have some more RPG horror stories. Speaking of horror stories, what kind of things have you been playing for the Halloween time? I bet you there are a bunch of games that came out lately that you've been playing actively. If there are any good recommendations for spooky games to play just on free time or something, please let me know down in the comment section below. I'm gonna get to the first RPG horror story for today. Problem player trolls problem co-DM, gets kicked from the game. Full disclosure, this happened years ago. Don't worry about me leaving things out to make myself look better. I don't look great no matter how you slice it. I share this to offer entertainment value only. Years ago, I got a chance to join my first TTRPG as a player. One of my friends, Kayla, started dating Jace, who offered to run a game campaign for us. The game was Pathfinder 1E. While I could ramble on the hours about the system, the relevant part is that you can make basically any character concept be strong or viable with enough system knowledge, and a lot of stuff you can do is like straight out of anime. So it's great for otakus, which I kinda was, still am, but also was. After being invited to join the game, I dove into character creation and spent weeks on a character, not unheard of for Pathfinder 1E character building and optimization. I even offered to make characters for my friends, my best friend Sierra and her husband John. We're all pretty tight. Figure we'd have a bad experience if we didn't have a strong or good characters. An incorrect assumption in general for TTRPGs. I was playing a female dervish bard. My bestie was playing a male rogue, and her husband was playing something not relevant to the story. Damn, leaving the husband out like this, dude. They're not relevant to the story. We're not gonna tell what they will play. So the game day rolls around, and we find out that our friend and her boyfriend are going to be co-DMs, as well as run DMPCs. We all meet in a tavern and then spend a long time describing each other's DMPCs. An uncomfortably long time. How Kayla was a beautiful divine angel descended from heavens. Now Jace was big, strong, masculine barbarian with ripping muscles, etc, etc. I can't recall if they bothered choosing character names that weren't their own. And now all eyes in the tavern were on them due to how masculine the barbarian was and how feminine the angel was. They defied everyone's ideas of beauty and masculinity, etc. Before I go on, I cannot stress enough how me and my friends were new to TTRPGs and how juvenile or ridiculous we were. Cause me and Bestie coming up with a plan, hey, if all eyes on them, the tavern goers should be easy to pickpocket from, right? After some excellent rolls, we proceeded to rob most of the tavern blind, then proceeded to go upstairs and have... That took me off guard, I'm sorry. It was just really funny how I just went quickly into that. Then we proceeded to go upstairs and do the shaboing boing with each other, each deciding to steal from the other person after the shaboing boing was completed. It was at this point the DMPCs came to lecture us, Jace's barbarian lecturing my female character, Kayla's angel lecturing Sierra's male rogue, on how we're not behaving like proper adventurers, and how I need to follow the manly code, and how Sierra needs to be a proper lady. For those following at home, that's 0 to 2 regarding the gender of our characters. The DMPCs have been described as this like top feminine beauty and top masculinity, and everybody's eyes are on them. So you decided, hey, why don't we just be like little shitheads and just like do all rogue things? The DM did give you a pass to do it. I mean, they could have said no. You can't just rob everybody blind and go have shaboing boing upstairs. Am I even allowed to say shaboing boing? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the word sex, dude. Is YouTube gonna clap my cheeks? I have no idea. But either way, instead of dealing with the DMPCs and listen to them describe each other's beauty of masculinity, you decided, let's do the rogue things and go do like some sneaky stuff and then shaboing boing and steal from each other. Honestly, I do think it's kind of hilarious, honestly. Just how quickly you went from just being like little loot goblins to just banging and stealing from each other after the bang. I was fed up at this point, and based off of what happens next, so was Sierra and John. I cast suggestion on a barbarian. He failed, and I told him to make out with the nearest male. He goes silent and his face starts to turn red. Sierra was dying and was literally rolling around the floor laughing. John starts laughing uncontrollably as well as the co-DM just says nothing. After we're all done laughing, to his credit, he does narrate how he goes over to kiss the guy. I immediately try to run away. He catches up easily somehow and again lectures me on proper adventurer's behavior. I mean, yeah, there's definitely questionable things about using suggestion on each other just to, I don't know, mock a party member, but can they do more than just lecture? Like, can it start? Why are the DMPCs lecturing you guys? Shouldn't you be going on an adventure, doing a quest? Maybe somebody needs, I don't know, a cat is stuck in a tree. Go rescue my cat. And that ends up turning to fighting the great evil eldritch gods or some shit like that. I don't know, man. It sounds so weird that they're just going directly into lecturing you. Why are you being lectured? Why aren't you going on an adventure? If they can't tell that you guys are bored and fed up with this stuff by now, then I don't know how they're going to be able to tell them. I think probably would have been the best way to do is say, hey, can we just go adventure? I don't want to be a lecturer. Like, I get it. I'm not going to blame you for, like, running around doing whatever. You probably just bored out of your gourd. You're waiting for them to describe the NPCs being so hot and everything. But, like, you should be going on an adventure, not describing how hot someone's NPC is. I don't know, it's weird to me, man. The session then proceeds as Jace pulls John aside and says that he's exploring a separate dungeon. Then Kayla runs a dungeon for me and Sierra. The NPC was absent. We have what would normally be some very blatant combats, but we spice it up without roleplay, just kind of feeding off each other, to be honest. But Kayla didn't seem to mind. Afterwards, DM tells Sarah and John that I'm not welcome at follow-up games, not to tell me this. They told me anyway, but I was obviously min-maxer who was going to break the game with how overpowered my characters were. And they said he really emphasized that was the only reason I was not being invited back. No idea how strong my character was. I do have a knack for optimization, but he never saw my character in combat, just Kayla. And my character only really tried hard in combat when Sierra's rogue trying to solo monsters and show off when my bard was having trouble. Hope it wasn't too long. I also hope it entertained some of you, and if you feel compelled to tell me I was a jackass, go right ahead, I agree. Maybe, I mean, you probably were a jackass, but I mean, at least it was funny, at least you did something comical and hilarious. While they're describing their DMPCs, you and your friend are just doing sneaky stuff and just stealing from everybody and going upstairs to bang and then coming back because you just aren't interested in listening to this DMPCs being described as being like the most beautiful, attractive, like form of masculinity and femininity and all that stuff. You just want to get to that adventure. You got to the combat, and combat went just fine. Kayla didn't mind that you guys were doing the combat and everything. And yeah, you're building characters to be like more optimized because you weren't sure what kind of campaign it's going to be. Maybe it's a campaign that required to be optimized or something. I feel like you probably should have talked to the DMs about it and figured out like how optimized you gotta be or how silly can you be or any specific requirements or expectations. I feel like that really wasn't covered much, honestly. Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, just a big mess, I feel like it was more of a game for the DM and co-DM to just show off their NPCs. I feel like maybe the main DM was the one that wanted to get on it. The co-DM didn't really seem to mind you guys just doing whatever and running the combat. They seemed to be just fine with it. But Jace really wanted to lecture you for some reason about this, that, or other instead of adventure. I didn't know we were playing Path Lecturers. I thought it was Pathfinders. Yeah, it was a kind of a jackass move, but at least it was kind of funny. I found a lot of entertainment to it, honestly. Let's get to the next story for today. The game where everyone is that guy. I used to play D&D with a mix of family and friends. Basically me, my now ex-best friend, DM, my aunt, my cousin, not her kid, and other friend of mine. Me and my friends were seniors in college. My cousin had just graduated college, and my aunt was in her mid-30s and is kind of a woman child, as you will see. My cousin actually got our aunt into D&D despite her previously teasing us about it being a nerdy little boy's Game of Thrones ripoff. This latest game was, well, sort of a nerdy Game of Thrones ripoff. It was a homebrew campaign full of feuding houses that wielded dragons, wyverns, and hellish beasts. I remember rolling up a halfling wizard, my friend a human rogue, my other friend a half-elf fighter, my cousin a dragonfolk warlock, and my aunt a human paladin. Her character was a blatant self-insert. All of her character traits were either her real or desired character traits in life. Hell, she even AI-generated a picture of her as a sexy version of said paladin and threatened to kill the DM IRL if he killed her character. Dragonborn Warlock even commented on how she looked and said, "Damn, you got me bricked up right now." We're like, bro, that's your whole ass blood aunt. He just gave us an, "It's what my character would do," and smirked and then laughed. Ew, no, that's not what your character would do. It's what you're actually saying, actually, at the table to your aunt. Aunt? I don't know how you pronounce it, dude. Is it aunt or aunt? I think it's either way. I think of ants as like the ants outside my house building an anthill. But like, aunt is aunt. I don't know. It's weird. Language is weird. You really shouldn't be saying that your aunt's character makes you bricked up. It's just, I get it, if it's in character or not. Still, hella awkward. And the insanity didn't stop there. Dragonborn Warlock would go on to be the horniest motherfricker ever. He would graphically describe banging barmaids, enemy combatants, nobility, corpses, etc. Ugh. And then my two friends were basically a murder hobo duo. The motive was never a concern. They just basically killed everyone the Dragonborn Warlock didn't wanna screw. We never progressed through the game because the murder hobos will attack anyone even remotely important and steal their crap. We sometimes got magic items off people that way, but there was no point to any of it. My question is, if there was no point to any of it, why'd you stay? I mean, I guess family is family, wanted to have family bonding time, but in this situation, it doesn't sound like it'd be a lot of fun. If murder hobos are killing every quest relevant NPCs and Dragonborn is trying to pork everybody and your aunt, I guess, is just there making the Dragonborn bricked up, that's still so disgusting to say. Dude, it's your aunt, man, it's weird. Either way, it doesn't feel like this game is going anywhere. You honestly shouldn't have participated. By the late game, I have no idea why I stuck around so long, Dragonborn Warlock was super down bad for human paladin. It was obvious that he kept making flirty and even sexual comments, and anytime he got out for it by the rest of us, he would just keep saying the whole, "It's my character." She would just respond with a kind of coy, "I can't, my oath forbids it. You don't want me becoming an oath breaker, do you?" And even made mildly flirty comments back at him. Ugh. Are you guys in Alabama or something? What the hell? I even tried talking to my aunt about it privately and asking her if his behavior is making her feel weird or what, and I was curious why she didn't call it out in a serious way. She dismissed me and got pissed off and just said to worry about your own character and leave my cousin and her nephew alone. The final straw for me was when the murder hobos found this secret farm, and I explicitly asked them not to murder the farmer and let me talk to him. They agreed, yet when we made it to the farm, they not only murdered the farmer, with Dragonborn Warlock help this time, but gang struggled him and his entire family. My aunt didn't participate because she, the player, was homesick. Tried to stop them, but they ended up turning on me, killing my character, and graphically describing the struggle of this whole family, including minors, as they laughed their asses off. Dude, your family is fucked up. It was at that moment I knew I was done with this game. I quit the game, and my aunt went back despite me telling her what happened. Me leaving though didn't stop everyone from telling me what happened in D&D. Apparently it's still a hellscape of a game. My aunt ended up rage quitting after her character died, but not before a weird, ironic ERP scene with Dragonborn Warlock. She did actually attack the DM too after dying, but nothing that caused any serious injury. She rejoined like 2 sessions later, and then from what I can tell, the game has basically devolved into an informal version of Fatal. All they do is go out and struggle and murder people for the lulz. I know it's corny and I probably should have known from the get-go, but no D&D is better than bad D&D. No, I'm serious, like, I get it, like, no D&D is bad D, but your family is fucked up. Your family is actually fucked, dude. Can you disown yourself? I would highly recommend disowning yourself from your family. Your family is fucked. Completely fucked. I'm gonna do a lot of censoring with this, but I don't care. Your family is fucked, dude. Oh my god. I'm not even like in character. I'm not Morrow anymore. This is just me behind the scenes. If you wanted the video to end on any specific note, this family is fucked. That's my note. That's my final note. Yeah, no D&D better than bad D&D. Should have left early. It's 5 in the morning. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I think I'm done for today. I'm done for today. It's 5 in the morning. This has been enough for me. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.